Hello, everybody. This is Maria Lane, and here we are for our second book review. And this one is entitled The Code Breaker: Jennifer Doudna, Gene Editing, and the Future of the Human Race. So you might ask, why are we reading this book? Well, this is a natural follow-on to the last one we reviewed. If you recall, we reviewed The Future is Faster Than You Think, where we covered a variety of technologies and advances that are coming together to create innovation and tremendous impacts on our daily lives. Now, this book is written by Walter Isaacson, an author who is well known for his thorough research and biographical accounts of different figures in our society. Now, you might ask yourself, why read this book? Well, if you're interested in resilience and grit and just the incredible power of the human spirit, this story brings all that to life, particularly with women at the center of it all, competing against the odds to crack the gene editing code and ignite a life science revolution. And then if you're a person who might shy away from science, this book is actually chock full of it, but it's science for the non-scientists. It's a very, very accessible book about not only the scientific players that have contributed to the advancement in gene editing, but also the concepts are easy to follow and learn. And then finally, the book draws out many ethical questions about CRISPR and about its full potential and the different paths that it can go down. Now, some people might refer to this as CRISPR babies, for example, being able to design a child around eye color and so forth, as opposed to a tool for simply curing disease and reducing human suffering. So these are the three high points, and if you want to stop the audio right now, you'll get the gist of the book on this, but I'm going to go through a few additional details that will take us a little bit deeper into these three topics that I just mentioned. So while Isaacson seems to be writing a biography about Jennifer Doudna in this case, he acknowledges that there's a much larger historical context at play and that science is a team sport, and at times it can be highly competitive, in this case with Doudna leading the race to discover CRISPR-Cas9, the gene editing tool that has revolutionized medicine, therapeutics, and in some cases, curing of diseases like sickle cell anemia. So to help us understand the launching point of Doudna's discovery, Isaacson takes us through decades of genetic advancements, including the mapping of the human genome, to set the context of both the scientists that were involved and the building blocks they laid. He references three revolutionary advancements that made visible the three fundamental kernels of our existence, as he describes them: the atom, the bit, and the gene. And he further posits that we've now entered the third and even more momentous era, a life science revolution, based on the discovery of CRISPR. So he says that children today who study digital coding will be joined by those who study genetic code. And then from there, Isaacson leads us down a path of some of the ethical questions that gene editing raises. Should we edit our species to make us less susceptible to deadly viruses? Should we use gene editing to eliminate dreaded disorders such as Huntington's, sickle cell anemia, and cystic fibrosis? And what about deafness and blindness, or being short or depressed? He further states, should we allow parents to enhance the IQ and muscles of their kids? And should we let them decide on eye color, skin color, or height? These questions cause us to imagine the possible implications on society and the reframing of diversity, or even the emergence of a new underclass if ethical lines are not established. To leverage the full potential of CRISPR, the public, government, and the scientific community are going to have to come together and shape policy in this area. Now, setting aside the science, in my opinion, this book is also about the incredible power of the human spirit and a gripping story of dogged determination, resilience, grit, and the drive to achieve against incredible odds for the two women who are at the center of this story, Jennifer Doudna and her colleague, Emmanuelle Charpentier. The book reminded me of the story about the women behind Hidden Figures, and in this case, how women were often discouraged from entering the field of science, and how so many and so often women are naive about the well-funded, conniving forces that aim to take credit for their discoveries. In the end, Doudna and Charpentier won the Nobel Prize for their discovery of CRISPR-Cas9. So read the book, learn more. I hope you enjoyed this review, and join me next time for the next book review.